Welcome to Youth Services serving ages 12 to 18. This is the State Library of Iowa's core endorsement program. And my name is Janae Jackson Doring. I'm the Youth Services Consultant for the State Library of Iowa. So if you have any questions about youth services issues, collection development, programming, please get a hold of me. I am more than happy to come out to your library and I'm more than happy to assist you. So we have teens. Teens are ages 12 to 18. And I know you're taking this course and some of you might be saying, you know what? We don't have teens that come to the library. I don't have any teens that come to my library. That is okay. Your town might be small, or it might be a large city or a town with few teenagers coming, but they are there. Teenagers are there, and reach out to them because teenagers can become your most loyal patrons. Those are those teens that will fight and stand up with you and stand up for you. And don't compare teen services to other services that you offer at the library. Teen services, they are a core service to your library. You could have a wonderful story time and have 50 kids, or a special youth program for children and have 20 kids. And then you might have a teen program and you might have 3. That is okay. That is part of teen life. That is part of teen programming. We'll get into that a little bit. And just remember that teens who love their libraries, they grow up to be adults who love their libraries. Teens are a wonderful group to work with, and we're going to learn more about them in this module. So, why do libraries need teens? And what do teens need libraries for? Just to be honest, teens are a lot of fun. Their energy, their enthusiasm, they bring so much joy and excitement to the library, and they make the library feel fun, especially when you're having teen programs. They just bring all of that energy, and you could have a wonderful teen program where you might have 26 teens come. And when you have a teen program that's successful, you feel like you are on cloud 9. So they just bring so much energy and joy to libraries, and they have a good time, and they see the library as fun, and you're having a good time, and you're having fun with them. Teens are important because they keep the library relevant, making sure that you have collections that are there for them to support them in their development. They want to come to programs that mean something to them, that are catered to them because it's for them. So keeping the library relevant with teen programs, teen collections, just all these different types of teen services, those are the reasons teens are going to come back to the library, because you're keeping the library relevant for them. You're providing a manga collection for them. You're providing a graphic novel collection for them. You're providing a volunteer program so they can get hours for their silver cords for them. It's keeping them relevant and keeping them in the know of what the library can do for them in their community. And having a third space, creating a third space for teens, it benefits the health of the whole community. When you have a designated area for teens where they can come either after school or just during the weekend, and they have a designated space for them to just read and draw and hang out with their friends, it's providing them a safe space. It's a safe space for them, and just they're being a part of the library community as a whole. So it's benefiting their health. They know that the library is a positive space. It's a positive place that they can come and just be a teenager. So when you create that third space, that other space for them in the library, it benefits their health and it benefits the health of the community. And also, you're promoting social equality. We see teens as equals. When they are coming to our teen programs, we see them We identify them. We see them as equal partners. We see them as an equal entity to reach out to. So that is why libraries need teens, and that is what do teens need libraries for? So your role as a youth librarian or a youth specialist or a library assistant or any library staff that's working with teens, stand up for them. We need more teen advocates to stand up for these teens. These are two positive entities that you can utilize to help the push for teen services. This is the 40 developmental assets, excuse me. And the 40 developmental assets was developed by the Search Institute. These are core assets that are needed for teens to become healthy, responsible, caring adults. So some examples of some factors or assets include empowerment, constructive use of time, positive identity, support. So if you have a chance, look at the searchinstitute.org and take a peek at those 40 developmental assets. You can use that as a guide to providing services and programming for your teens. Another good resource that you can use is YALSA, which is the acronym for Young Adult Library Service Association. YALSA has wonderful resources as far as they have book lists, they have position papers, they have the research, handouts, and flyers about why teen services are needed and why teen services are a crucial core to your library. So stand up for teens. So we're ready to tackle teens and take on programming for teens and services for them. But before we do that, we need to understand about how their brains work. We need to understand the elements about teen brain development. And just a couple of different facts for you. The rates of death by injury between ages 15 to 19 for teens are about 6 times that of the rate between ages 10 and 14. So to put it bluntly, their brains are literally wired to reward them for risks and daring. This is the group, this age group loves to push the buttons. They love to take things to the limit. They love to be dared. They love sensation-seeking activities. They lack experience. So they're looking for any type of risks or dares to fulfill that sensation-seeking. It's pleasure for them to go and do daring feats and take risks. And just some more elements about teen brain development. Teens need sleep. They need a lot of sleep. The melatonin, which is the sleep hormone, their sleep hormone levels are higher at night, which is why they like to stay up late at night, and then they drop in the morning. Another thing is that teens have a harder time making good decisions, simply put, because their brains are still developing. They are when they're trying to make decisions, they're making decisions in the heat of the moment. They're not thinking through what's going to be the effect of that decision that they're trying to do. So their brains are still wiring. They're not connecting. The neurons aren't connecting. So they are having a harder time making good, safe decisions because their brains are still developing. The plasticity in the brain makes it adaptable to changes and learning. So their brains are sponges, so they can adapt very quickly to changes. They love challenges. They love art, creative types of tasks. So there's a lot of plasticity in the brain. Their brains also respond to stress differently than adults. So this is something to really consider, because since their brains are responding to stress differently than adults, that could lead to different types of issues, such as depression and so forth. So really do think about that. And a lot of people don't realize by their mid-20s, about age 25, the brain is considered to be fully developed. And these are facts from the National Institute of Mental Health. So just please think about that when you are starting to work with teens that might be challenging, or they're trying to push their limits to see how far they can cause bad behaviors in the library. So just think about that. So knowing all this, knowing about their brain development, knowing what they can do in the library, we as librarians and libraries were wondering, what services can we provide them? There's a multitude of different services. We offer fun programs, such as a teen advisory board. You might have a gaming program where you get an Xbox or a Wii and the teens have a teen gaming night. Or there's maker spaces where they can learn coding or make a creation, a 3D creation. Cooking classes. Teens love food. Teens love any type of food. If you have food at a teen program, teens will come. And not only will they come, they'll bring their friends, they'll tell more friends. I had one teen program where I made guacamole with the teens, and I had the whole football team come to my teen program. That was a lot of fun. But cooking classes are a great way to teach teens cooking skills. For those who have never had to learn cooking skills at home or in a cooking class at school, providing cooking classes at the library would be a wonderful way to learn measuring, pouring, following a recipe, reading a recipe. Those are vital skills for teens because they're going to grow up to be adults who have to take care of themselves and other people. Crafts. This group loves arts and crafts, so it could be drawing, painting, you name it, perler bead art, crafts. Crafts are a very, very fun component for teens. Libraries also provide volunteer service programs. So if you have teens needing to volunteer anywhere and they need service hours because it's a requirement for graduation, maybe consider having a volunteer service program at your library for ages 12 to 18. I put the example of Volunteens on the screen because that was the program that I was a part of at my former position. But that would be a wonderful way to expose teens about what the library does, what the library can provide, how services get done, and what kinds of tasks that librarians, especially youth librarians, do every day. It's a great way to expose them to the library world, and it's a great way of giving those teens the volunteer hours they need. Libraries also have resume help, college, vocational prep. Some teens may not want to go to college. That's okay. We can point them to the right direction for a new vocation. Scholarship help for teens who are looking for scholarships. We have the books, we have scholarship books, we have essay writing books, ACT prep, college prep books that they can check out. We also have teen collections. That's the biggest thing. Teen collections that are just for them. So we have teen mangas. Teen mangas are the highest circulating collection in teen spaces. Besides your teen fiction section, definitely have a teen manga collection that teens will gravitate to. There's also teen graphic novels, and at some libraries, they offer teen nonfiction collections. And all three of those collections are important because it serves them and it's for them. And finally, libraries just offer a safe space. Teens are going through a lot. We have a lot of teens who are coming from low social economical backgrounds. We have teens that are at risk. We have teens that are working several jobs and going to school. There's so many things that are happening in teens' lives. And the library is a safe space We want to be welcoming teens. We want to provide them with that safe space where they can feel safe and supported with the needs that they have. So let's view some examples of some teen spaces. So the first library that we're going to take a peek at, this is the Ankeny Kirkendall Library. And this is part of their teen space. As you can see, they have a TV, a flat screen TV. They have comfy chairs and seating. They have a cool earth carpet on the floor. They also have a bulletin board, and I love their bulletin board. It has signs that say this teen room is a diverse, inclusive, accepting, welcoming, safe space for everyone. And they also post rules on their bulletin board, so that way the teens know the expectation when they go to the room. It's a welcoming environment, very open, bright, nice library space for teens. And the third picture here, this is the other side of the teen space at Ankeny Kirkendall Library. To your left, there are some booths that teens can sit in and they can study or hang out with friends. They also have board games and card games for the teens to play with. So it's just a very welcoming, nice environment, safe environment for teens. Next picture is the Ames Public Library. And as you can see, providing that safe space, there's lots of seating. Teens loved the ability to move. So chairs where they can move so they can sit next to their peers, or stools. They have computers, it looks like, and they have perler beads where the teens can make a creation. But this is a space that is designated just for them because it is for them. The next picture we have is of the Garner Public Library. And I loved the seating in their teen space because the chairs to your bottom right corner, the chairs have kind of a little tabletop. It's a kind of a portable, movable tabletop. So if a teen is sitting and doing some homework, they can actually move that portable tabletop part so that way they can complete their homework. But it has the nice kind of broken up space, quiet, just giving them that privacy that they need. So this is the Garner Public Library's teen space. And this is Rhinebeck Public Library space. This is a picture of their young adult collection. So at the far back wall, they have it where it clearly says young adult. They have actual lettering that says the call numbers of the books. And down below on the shelf, bottom shelf, they also have games, board games for the teens. Teens get bored after school. Some are waiting for extracurricular activities, or waiting for their job, or waiting for their mom or dad or caregiver to pick them up. So this library is having looks like they have some board games for the teens, so that way they don't feel bored when they come to the library, or they have something to do. If you haven't taken away anything from this, I just need you to take away this. This work is not easy. You will have teens that are wonderful, that come to the library, use the space, that check out books and use the computers and go to programs and volunteer at the library. And you may have teens that come to the library that make noise, that throw things, that have disruptive behaviors. You may have teens that swear at you. Trust me, I've had my fair share of being sworn at by teens. This work is not easy, but it can be done. And please remember, teens and tweens are the ones who need the library the most. You might be that positive person that they can relate to and talk to. So this is hard work, but it is needed. When you see teens coming into your library, be welcoming to them. Say hello, smile, make an effort to get to know the teens that are walking through your doors every day, whether they're walking in the library or you're doing outreach at a junior high or high school. Be welcoming to them. Let them know what you and the library can provide for them. Be relevant. Make sure you have programs that match the needs of teens in your community, and make teens feel safe and supported. So many times I see teens that are just very, very frustrated or sad, or they're just having a rough go at life. And we need to be supporting them. We need to listen to them. They have a voice and they have opinions just like adults. And remember, we need to see them as equals, because that's what they are. And have patience. This is hard work. You might have 3 teens at a program. You might have 26 teens at a program the next time. It's ebb and flow. They are worth it. And you might have teens that tell you, yes, I'm going to come to your next program. Oh, I'm going to come to that manga program. And when you have that manga program, they don't show. Just take a deep breath and say it's okay, because teens are learning. Their brains are still developing. So have patience. They are worth it. And just remember that they deserve programs and services that cater to them, because they are for them. So thank you so much for viewing. And to learn more about all of our services, please contact the State Library of Iowa.